Have you ever heard the saying, never judge a book by its cover? Well, in the Pokemon world, it's more like never judge a Pokemon by its Poké Ball. In today's video, we're counting down the top 10 biggest Pokemon, so grab your Pokeballs, because things are about to get huge. Our number 10 monster is the Ultra Necrozma. This thing doesn't just evolve, it absorbs light energy, hoarding it and upgrading until it hits peak overload to become Ultra Necrozma. When it reaches Ultra form, it looks like a celestial dragon made of pure light and crystal. Its face is armored, with spikes framing its head. Its eyes are two different colors, one red, one blue, glowing like twin stars. It has 4 wings made of pure light, as well as wing-shaped constructs around its hips and shoulders. Its former limbs get folded into this new shape, and its tail is lined with laser-like spikes. Unlike the other 2 Pokemon in the Light Trio who stay in one form, Necrozma is always pushing higher. And if you're wondering how big this glowing god of light really is, get this. Ultra Necrozma is a staggering 24 feet, 7 inches tall brute of a Pokemon. Now, that's a way to make an entrance. Coming in at number 9 is Wishiwashi, a Pokemon that will probably make you chuckle at first glance. But funnily enough, that's exactly why it's here. Wishiwashi is proof that looks can be deceiving, because beneath that helpless little face lies a transformation that flips the script. It has a secret that turns it from lunch to legend. In its solo form, Wishiwashi barely measures 8 inches long, small enough to fit into a teacup. But once it's threatened, something wild happens. Hundreds of Wishiwashi gather together to form the School form, an enormous and intimidating Pokemon. Its eyes change from watery and pleading to sharp and menacing, while its body glows with blue light. One second you're giggling at this fragile little fish, and the next, the ocean darkens as an enormous glowing shape forms beneath the waves. You go from laughing to gasping in seconds. This colossal form stretches to an astonishing 26 feet 11 inches long, proving that even the smallest can become larger than life. You probably don't want to get on its bad side. At number 8 we have Onix, basically the anaconda of the Pokemon world, but with serious upgrades. Unlike any real snake, this one is built for extreme combat. Onix is a rock and ground type that lives mostly underground, burrowing through mountains and plains. Physically, Onix looks like a chain of giant gray boulders linked together, each one grinding and twisting as it slithers. It has a long, rugged body that can burst out of the ground like a stone tsunami. Its head is massive, with sharp eyes and a rocky horn that helps it drill through solid terrain. When it emerges from underground, it's a full-blown spectacle, throwing dust, rocks, and shockwaves everywhere. That's just the start of the show, because its size is something else entirely. We're talking about 28 feet, 10 inches of solid rock, weighing about 463 pounds of pure underground power, and that's saying something for a non-legendary, non-megaform Pokemon. And here's the crazy part. The more it burrows, the more pressure its body endures, the harder it gets. Over time, its rocky shell becomes smoother and denser. After about 100 years, all that pressure finally pays off, because it evolves into another giant. But more on that as we move on. Next, at number 7, we meet Celesteela, a weird and wonderful ultra beast that blends a space shuttle and a bamboo shoot into one big brute. Its body is conical, like a rocket and a dress made of layered metal and plant parts. It has a long and segmented neck with a tiny head and floating arms that look like big bamboo stalks. Each of its arms ends in tube-like fingers and rings that look like propulsors ready to blast opponents to cinders. During the time it was still buried deep, it was absorbing energy from the Earth over centuries and storing the gas and pressure in its body, preparing to launch itself into the sky. When it finally lifts off, it threatens to incinerate the ground beneath with its fiery exhaust, and it stands at a height of 30 feet and 2 inches. The good thing about its eco-threatening abilities is that if NASA ever runs out of rockets, they could just give this Pokemon a call. At least this one doesn't need a launch pad. It is the launch pad. At number 6, we have Primal Kyogre. With this Pokemon, we're skipping the base form and going straight to its primal form, which isn't a mega evolution, but its true ancient self. As one of the Weather Trio, the power it carries is legendary, and you can check our video on top 10 strongest Pokemon to see how high it ranks. But even without that, one look at its sheer size and presence already tells the story. In the anime, Primal Kyogre looks like something pulled straight out of the deep ocean's imagination. Its entire body is massive and whale-like, dark blue with glowing red markings that streak across its fins and body like molten lines of power. The fins are wide and shaped like wings, each tip with glowing spots that pulse like underwater lights. When it moves, it glides rather than swims, and when it surfaces, with a weight of 948 pounds, it makes the ocean feel small. Its eyes shine a deep ancient yellow, and together with that smooth armor-like skin, it gives the sense that the sea itself built it as a guardian. Its eyes shine a deep ancient yellow, and together with the glow from its body cutting through storm clouds and waves, make it look like a living beacon beneath the chaotic waters. And the funniest thing? Standing at 32 feet, 2 inches long, it's basically a whale that could drown continents if it sneezed. As we count down our top 5, we're kicking it off with Steelix. It's the evolutionary result of the Onyx at number 8. Steelix shows up as a gigantic metal serpent made of linked steel and rock segments, plated and spiked like some ancient subterranean tank. Its head is massive with a white jaw built to crush stone. Its body is segmented into heavy armored rings, and its eyes yellow with that calm, dangerous stare only something that lives under mountains can have. If you thought the Onyx was formidable, Steelix is the version you don't want waking up under your town. The anime treats Steelix like a walking geological event. Just like Onyx, long exposure to intense underground pressure and metal makes its body harder than most natural materials, which explains why it basically lives where other creatures would be crushed. This Pokemon comes up at a whopping 30 feet, 2 inches, and even goes beyond this with a size of 34 feet, 5 inches when it goes Mega. When Mega Steelix shows up, the mass jumps to about 1,631.4 pounds, which is basically a mobile chunk of mountain rolling along. At number 4 is Mega Rayquaza. Mega Rayquaza is a sight you don't forget. It's long, sleek, and snake-like, with a thick center that narrows into a flowing tail and fins that look like wings. Glowing yellow lines run across its dark body, edged with sharp patterns that look like lightning bolts are carved into its skin. When it opens its mouth, it's like watching a dragon breathe pure light. In XY Mega Evolution 2, the anime shows it taking on multiple Mega Pokemon at once, bending the entire battlefield with its sheer power. At full Mega form, it reaches 35 feet, 5 inches. So yeah, when this dragon lands, other Pokemon look like toys. We're now at our top 3 picks. And our third runner-up is the 4-headed Pokemon from the Alolan version of Exeggutor. In the anime, Alolan Exeggutor looks like a walking palm tree come to life. It's got a long skinny neck that stretches way above the treetops, topped with leafy fronds and 3 coconut-like heads. Each head has its own face, its own personality. Its heads can also act independently, telepathically, dropping psychic attacks or scanning around. Speaking of scanning around, the Alolan Exeggutor's tail has its own little head too, which sometimes helps it watch what's behind. Good luck sneaking up on this Pokemon. With 4 sharp-eyed heads watching every direction and a long neck that can whip around like a battering ram, landing a hit is almost impossible. The Exeggutor is nicknamed the Walking Jungle or Walking Tropical Rainforest because its height and leafy top make it look like it's wearing the whole jungle on its shoulders. But what this Pokemon lacks in the great width of a jungle, it more than makes up for with its height of 35 feet and 9 inches. In second place, we have Wailord. When you think about it, it would have been strange to go through this list and not run into a blue whale Pokemon. I mean, come on, it's Pokemon. Of course they made one, and now that it's here, I'm not surprised, but it sure would have been weird if it wasn't. Wailord is an inflatable blimp in the Pokemon seas. In the anime, this water type is basically a moving island. It's enormous, smooth, and deep ocean blue with a white underbelly that stretches forever. Its eyes are tiny compared to its body, giving it that calm, nothing can stress me vibe. Don't let the chill look fool you though. This giant can dive thousands of feet deep and launch itself out of the water like it's weightless, sending waves crashing for miles. In Pokemon Advanced, seeing a Wailord breach the surface is like watching a skyscraper come to life. And get this, the ocean balloon measures up to a jaw-dropping 47 feet, 7 inches long. The biggest Pokemon whale you'll ever see, and possibly the friendliest too, but undoubtedly the strongest. Now for the moment you've all been waiting for. Holding our number 1 spot is Eternamax Eternatus. Surprised? Probably not. I mean, this is the Pokemon whose whole thing is making other Pokemon huge. So of course, the biggest of the big title had to go to the one that literally specializes in turning things gigantic. This Pokemon doesn't just look powerful, it looks like a creature that escaped from the edge of space. Eternamax Eternatus has a skeletal, dragon-like frame that stretches endlessly, glowing with an eerie red and purple aura that bends the sky around it. Its body twists like a cosmic serpent, with massive claws and a ribcage. You don't just see Eternamax Eternatus, you feel it hovering above you like a living storm. This Pokemon is so massive that both its normal form and its Dynamax form are able to take the top 2 spots on this list. Its base form stands at 65 feet 7 inches, while its Dynamax Eternamax form reaches a mind-blowing 328 feet 1 inch tall. Yep, this isn't just the biggest Pokemon ever, it's practically its own ecosystem. And there you have it, the biggest Pokemon ever seen across the anime world, from tiny fish to literal sky-sized dragons. One thing's for sure, size in the Pokemon world isn't just power, it's pure spectacle. If you think I missed anything, go ahead and mention it in the comments. Remember to keep your eyes peeled for the next cool video on screen. See you there!